Hey, and welcome. So I'll just wait for a few minutes for people to show up. So I'm going to talk about how to grow your business organically without the need for advertising, so Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and that kind of thing. So I'll just wait for people to turn up. And if you're on the call, give me a shout. Just let me know that you're here. If you are watching the replay, let me know that you're watching the replay. Hi, Rachel. So we're talking about organic growth and how to achieve organic growth in your business, how I've managed to do it. So I'm just going to give you my experience and why you don't need to be using Facebook ads and why they don't actually work anyway. So if you are here and you don't know who I am, welcome. I am Kelly Cairns and I am the founder of The Tech Angel, and I work with female entrepreneurs to build their business online, navigate all of the technology that comes with that, and give you strategies to implement everything so that you're no longer confused and no longer kind of feeling frustrated in everything that requires to build your business. So as I said, today I'm going to talk about how you can grow your business organically without the need for paid advertising, how to stand out as you, how to be authentic and transparent, and how that really helps you and positions you as the go-to expert. So there's no need for anything paid, you just do it, show up as yourself and be you. So we are in Facebook groups, we are on Instagram, we're in social media, we get emails in our inbox all of the time on all of the things that we need to be doing. We need to thinking about all these new strategies that are coming out. People are saying you need to be doing this, you just need to be doing that. How Facebook has changed all of the algorithms and how you're not getting seen anymore, and constant new tools that are coming out and that you're meant to be using, what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing, things that you should be saying and the things that you shouldn't say. All of these things that are constantly being bombarded and thrown at us, that just makes us counterproductive. We no longer know what we should be doing in our business, and even is it even a should be doing in our business. We get caught up in all of the detail and we forget about the things that are important. We forget that business really, if you think about it, is about connecting with your audience. It's about making valuable connections and long-term relationships, because that's true marketing. Yeah, you want to sell your stuff and you want to make sales, but bare bones marketing is about finding your audience, connecting with them, having conversations with them and building long-term relationships, and that's what you need to do. There's ways to do it, of course, and there's ways not to do it, but it's all about finding that balance and finding what works for you. There's no blueprint, there's no roadmap, there's no nothing. It's just finding what works for you and your business and your soulmate clients. So we get confused. People say you should be doing this and you shouldn't be doing that. You should be doing Facebook Lives or you should be running adverts, and we don't really know what we should be doing. So we just end up feeling frazzled, confused, tired, feel like giving up, we feel frustrated, and we just don't end up doing it. We do things because we have to, because people tell us that we should be doing this. We should be posting Facebook every 3 days or what, like 3 times a day, whatever. But we do it half-heartedly because we don't actually really know what we're meant to be doing or what works for us. Okay, so we end up not getting results, and we end up then not loving our business as much because we don't really have a clear strategy of what we're meant to be doing. So then you go into this flight or fight mode, where you think, oh my God, it's not working. I'm putting posts out there, nobody's seeing them. Then you have this thing come up and saying, this post, we just talked about this morning in my mastermind group, and you end up like getting these posts that come up from Facebook saying, this post has been super engaging for you, why not boost it? So they're encouraging you to pay for advertising all of the time. You don't need it. So, but because you're in this mindset of, oh my God, nothing's working, nobody's buying from me, nobody's seeing my posts, you get sucked into that trap and you end up paying for advertising that, one, you don't need, and two, you don't really know how to use it anyway. So you're wasting a ton of money because you're just clicking a button and saying, yeah, I'm going to boost my post or whatever for this amount of money a day, but then you're not getting any results from it. It's a waste of money, but it's because you're being told that this is what you need to be doing, whether it's from the experts or whether it's from Facebook themselves, because nothing else is working. So you're just trying to throw money into something, hoping that you're going to get results, and you're not. Okay. There was a time, maybe about a year ago, maybe a bit more, that you could boost your post for, say, £1 a day, and you would generate sales pretty easily. You would generate visibility, you would generate likes and stuff on your post. But now that's not the case. It's not as easy as that. Things have changed. And I've been told that it's on average that it's between £5 and £15 per lead, which is expensive. So for example, if you are running an advert on Facebook to say you're running a webinar and you're running an advert on Facebook, and you want people to click on your advert on Facebook and take them to your webinar to register for your webinar. Every lead, I'm told, is £5. So you're paying £5 per person on your webinar just for them to register on your webinar. And then the stats say that only 30% of those people actually turn up. So it turns out that it's going to be more per lead because they might not even turn up anyway. So why are you plowing all of that money into something that's potentially not going to work, and it's going to be so expensive? Fine if you're a business and you've got a lot of money, you've got a high budget for advertising, that's great. It'll work for you because you've got a lot of money to plow into advertising. But if you are like me and you're a small business owner, you're by yourself and you're just trying to build your business up from the ground to be seen and be visible, it's just a waste of money. Don't do it. Expensive. Okay, so don't do it. So if you have followed me, and if you haven't, that's fine, but if you've followed me in my group and on my page, you followed my blog and stuff, you would know that I'm very much into growing my business organically without paying for advertising. I'm all about, like I say, building meaning relationships, building long-term relationships that work, that are sustainable. And I haven't used advertising for my business growth. I've built my business up from scratch, from the ground, organically, and I've done it without advertising, like I say. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit about me and about the transformation of my business since September, just last year, so you can see how it's worked for me and how it can actually work for you also. So I'm going to share my strategies with you. So I've been in business for 11 years and I was a VA, and I changed my business about 5 years ago into more of a mentoring role, into technology and into helping people implement the technology in their business. So I work with female entrepreneurs to kind of navigate all of that and put everything in place so they can build the business online. But I was never making money consistently. Some months I would be making a lot of money, some months I'd make next to nothing. So my business wasn't consistent. I had a lot of clients, but nothing in the background was consistent. So if a client decided to leave, their business folded, I wouldn't have any clients. I was poorly much of last year. Hi, Victoria. And hi, Sarah. Sorry, I'm just catching up. So I was poorly the beginning of last year, and I knew that I had this massive operation looming. So I kind of took a step back out of my business. I wasn't making any money at all. And I went on holidays. During that holidays in July, I went on a massive transformation journey, and I read a lot of books, I listened to a lot of audios, and I came back, and in September, after having all of that kind of reading and soul finding and all of that, the biggest thing that I got was I changed my mindset. I thought, you know what, I'm not giving up on everything that I've worked on the last 11 years, because what is the point in that? I knew I was good at what I was doing. I just didn't know how to apply it. I just got all foggy brained, and I didn't know who I was working with, didn't know what really I wanted to do. So I took that step back and I really changed my mindset. I got a lot of clarity on not only who I wanted to work with, but what my intentions were. I knew that I wanted to have passive income, so I wanted to not constantly fight for that work coming in. I wanted to help women, female entrepreneurs, and I wanted to do that by giving them things that would work for them. So I launched my VIP club, I launched some mentoring, although I did that previously, but I told people about it. So I got that clarity of who I was, who I wanted to work with, and what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to build an audience of women who needed my help, because I knew that there are loads of you out there. And I knew, because I was one of them. So I knew that my soulmate client was me 11 years ago when I started out. So I needed to find them. I knew how to find them because it was me. And I also had that clarity of what they wanted. So my best way to do that was by creating a Facebook group. I knew that the decline of fit pages were going down. So I thought, right, I'm going to do a Facebook group. This is where I can really connect with people, my audience, my tribe. This is where I can build meaningful relationships. People will open up in a Facebook group because it's a much more personal environment. So that's what I did. I already had a Facebook group, but there was about 100 people in there, I think, and nobody was engaging. I wasn't using it because I didn't have that clarity. So I never went in, I never engaged with anybody, nobody engaged with me. It was just a flat group. So I went in, I changed the name, I changed the description, I removed any men because I knew I didn't want to work with men, and I was solely working with females. I went in and Scary Mary, I told the members of the group what was happening. I gave them the option to leave if they wanted to. I told them what the group was going to be about, and I told them, obviously it was for females only, and if you struggle with technology and if you want to build an amazing business online, then this is the place for you. And some of them left and some of them didn't, and I think I ended up with about 70 people in the end, and that was still not engaging. So I thought, oh my god, what have I done? I've just made this massive hoo-ha about transforming my business and nobody's turning up. And that's natural, and that happens when you first start out in your business or anything that you do. You start from zero, right? And it's about your mindset, and it's about being confident in what you're delivering, what you're asking of your audience. So yeah, I changed my name, I rebranded my business. I didn't change the name, but I just changed the look and feel, because I knew I had a new alignment to who I wanted to work with, what they liked, what kind of resonated with them. So the first thing I did was call in my audience. So I knew what they were struggling with, what they wanted to know. So I ran a challenge. I knew that I needed to get people in my group. So I ran a free challenge. And I think at the time it was how to build a membership site. So Kate's asking, where did your new group members come from and how did they find out about you? So this is what I'm leading into now. So what I did was thought about what my group was about, who I was targeting, and what their struggles were. So I thought, right, I'm going to put a challenge together. It's simple. It gives me content to put in my group, so I haven't got to think about the content that I'm putting in. And it also gives people value, and it gives members something that they can engage in, take part in, and feel valued as well. So what I did was run I think it was a 5-day challenge in my group, and it was a membership challenge, I think, if I remember rightly. And it was how to build a membership site, what to include, and how to start something from scratch, something like that. And it's still live now. So I knew that I wanted to do that. and I had people, what I did was had people sign up to a list, so I got them onto my list so I could target them after. But I ran a series of posts on Instagram, so I just put my memes on and I researched what hashtags my ideal clients were using. So I just put Instagram, so I think I was posting 3 times a day consistently on there, and I was using hashtags. I did some Facebook Lives on my page. I already had quite a big following on my page anyway. I told my list, and then the other key thing for me was to network in other groups. So because I had that clarity early on, I knew where my soulmate clients were hanging out, so I went there. So I focused on 2 main groups, and I was just networking. So I had any opportunity I could without advertising outrightly. I would tell people about my membership site. So if somebody was asking, my membership challenge, sorry. So if somebody was asking about how they can build a membership site, I would offer them advice, and then I would wait for them to come back to me, and then I would say, well, if you really want more information, I've got a membership challenge running. If you're interested, message me. So I didn't advertise, because in my group I hate advertising like that. I just think it's a bit icky. So I just kind of provide value, offer them advice, and then offer them the opportunity to contact me instead of me contacting them. So I did that consistently. I was constantly doing that, and I did that over the course of 2 weeks. And on that one challenge, I got 80 people signed up and in my group, and it was a really, really good challenge. So that provided content and engagement for a whole week, and it was fantastic. And it went beyond that as well, because people don't actually sometimes don't show up every day to do the challenge. They forget about it and then they come back. So it's about being consistent. All I did was being consistent. Never let people forget about me. Never let people forget about what it is that I'm offering at that time. But doing it in a nice way that's not pushy. So it's being authentic, and it's doing it what my favorite word is, and I've pinched it off, Rachel, is gracefully. So you do it gracefully. You don't do it in an aggressive manner. But that's just down to me. That's how I decide to sell, and that's what resonates with my audience. So you just need to find a way that works for you. But the most important thing is about being consistent. So after that, what I decided to do was to create a theme for the day of the week. So I put a post in my group, and I think I was doing it on my page at the time. I put a post in my group every single day. There was a theme. There was something on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. So the group then became about them. It wasn't about me. And it was about giving them the opportunity to talk about their business, to advertise their own stuff, tell me what is going on. And then by them giving me information and telling me what's going on, I was then able to put more challenges together, because I knew what their struggles were, because I was asking them. So I was showing up every single day, and sometimes I felt sick of myself, but I just did it anyway. And I supported my members, I answered their questions, I went into, like I say, other groups, and I supported them, and I was answering their questions. Anything that I could answer that was in my area of expertise, I would do that. I was just making myself known in all of the places that I needed to make myself known, and that is my strategy to this day still. Oh, thanks, Rachel. Yeah, I think it comes with, it's the mindset thing again, isn't it? It comes with being confident in yourself and your abilities, and knowing that you're good at what you do, and don't let anyone set you off course. And even now that happens, but you have to just step back and think about who you are, what you're offering, and knowing that you're just you, and that's it, that's enough. So yeah, so as I said, I created a theme for each day, and I just kept showing up, and I still do that, and I keep showing up, repeat the process, and give your audience what they need help with. Go and find them, help them, bring them in, help them in your group, on your page, wherever you decide to engage with your audience. So I ran a series of challenges based on what kept coming up. So I kept giving them the stuff that they wanted. And I kept being visible on all of the platforms that I was visible on, using hashtags, emailing my list, just letting people know what's going on in my life. And it wasn't all about selling, it was all about me showing up as my authentic self. In October, I had a massive operation, and I could have given up for the whole time I was off. I was out of action for about 12 weeks in total, and I could have not showed up, but I chose to show up. And it was scary because I was thinking, oh my gosh, you're supposed to show up as this super professional person, polished and all of that. And do you know, one thing I've learned is that it's not true. And the reason that my group grew is because I was showing up as myself. However crap I looked and however poorly I was, I still showed up. I even did Facebook Lives kind of like on my bed poorly, but my audience loved me for that, and they respected me for that, and they engaged with me, and they resonated with me. And that is all about connection, building a long meaningful relationship with your audience, and that is what's important. So that's what I did. So then after that, I still do it, and I think about who I can collaborate with, who could I do interviews with, who can come into my group to do interviews with me, who can come in and do some Facebook Lives instead of me having to churn out the content all of the time. So collaboration is an amazing way to leverage your business. By collaborating with your business, you're also tapping into their audience, so you're reaching more people without massive effort. So I'm getting somebody into my group, they are doing a Facebook Live, and they're going and telling their audience, come into the group because I'm doing a Facebook Live. So they're instantly leveraging their audience by being in my group and on all of my social media platforms, and you're getting leveraged in their business because they're advertising to their audience. It's a really, really, really powerful way to grow your business organically, and I can't stress that enough. So to give you some stats so that you know that I'm not bullshitting. So by doing all of that I've talked about, I've grown my Facebook group from, it's about 70, but 0 engagement. From September, just gone, to now, and we're in March, up to nearly 1,400 members, and that's organically without one single ad. And I'm super impressed by that. And I haven't gone out and advertised it. I've just called in my audience organically by doing all of the stuff that I've just told you about. And when I've gone onto Facebook this morning, because numbers isn't really important, when I got onto Facebook this morning to check what my insights were, how many people were engaging, I've got over 1,000 active members. So out of nearly 1,400 members, I've got over 1,000 members who are actively engaging in my group. So it's not about the numbers, it's about having the right audience, because there's no point having a massive group if nobody's talking to you. And that's something that is really, really powerful to think about, that people focus too much on numbers. It was never like my intention to have a big group. My intention was to have a group full of women who really need my help and are willing to grow their business. So it's not about, for me, it's not a numbers game. It's about quality of people who are in my group. So by doing this and being consistent, I was then able to make more money, or I am now making more money consistently each month than I did the whole of last year. Granted, some of it I was out of action for, but for the whole 12-month period, I'm now making more money consistently each month than I did for a whole 12-month period last year. So yeah, so that's how powerful building relationships is, and you don't need Facebook ads for it. So let's just go back over that quickly. So we'll recap, okay? So organic business growth, in my experience, is all about clarity. So clarity on your soulmate client, who you want to work with, clarity on your intentions, what do you want to do, and how are you going to help them? What do they want? And then the second thing is creating amazing content that people need and want. There's no point putting content out there because you think it's amazing, but people don't actually want it. You need to find out what they want. And the best way to do that is ask them. Keep an eye on what people are constantly talking about, asking advice for, and that is the content that you need to put out there, whether it's free, whether it's paid product. Just keep creating the content that they want because they'll value you for it. The next thing is being visible. Show up in your business as you, as your true, authentic self. People will relate to you and resonate to you more if you are showing up as you and not this pretentious version of you, because that's not going to be sustainable, and people will not relate to you. Facebook Lives are amazing at doing that and catapulting you into your expert zone. And I know that they're really scary. So if you're not comfortable doing that, then just show up in other ways. You can post pictures, you can ask questions. It doesn't matter as long as you are showing up. And the next one is consistency. Just show up consistently. It's key. Okay. There's no point doing it half-heartedly. There's no point posting one post and then thinking everyone's going to come running to you, because they're not. It's not that easy. You're fighting against thousands of people, millions of people even. So it takes effort and it takes time. And how often you show up, that's down to you. There's no rules. Like everything I've done, talked about, there's no rules. It's about finding what works for you. But as long as you show up to your audience every single day. And if you are into your lives, and then one day you think, oh my God, I feel like crap and I really don't fancy doing a Facebook Live today, then that's fine. You can either show up and tell people that you don't feel very well, or you feel crap, or you're feeling kind of out of sorts. That's fine. People will relate to you. Or if you really don't want to do it, just show up in a different way, as long as you show up. And forget about the numbers. Okay, don't worry about how much reach your post has got on Facebook, or how many people are in your group. Worry about the quality of the content you're putting out there. If you're putting good quality info, your audience will find you, and not only that, they'll tell other people about it. So it's not about just shoving a post out there. It's about putting fantastic content out that people are going to rave about and tell other people about. Okay. And then the last one is collaboration. Like I said, it's super powerful. So think about who you can bring into your business to complement what you offer, so that you can get in front of your audience. It's just kind of like in front of their audience even. So it's easy visibility. You're shoving yourself into other people's audiences and grabbing their audience and bringing them into your world. And that's really powerful and really, really easy. And then repeat. Do it all over again every single day. And it's not going to lie, it's hard work. It takes a lot of effort, like I said, but it works. It works, and it works far better than any other advertising that you could ever do. That's that. So if you are watching the replay, let me know. If you have any questions, I'm going to just check through the questions. Let me know as well, and I'm more than happy to answer before I pop off. So I'm just checking. So Sarah's saying, does your shop work? Try to look at it. It chucked me off Facebook. Oh, it was working, Sarah. I will check. But if you want to have a look at my shop, you can go to academy.thetechangel.co.uk. No, actually, it's academy.thetechangel.club. That's it. .co.uk, and then all of my courses are there. My VIP Tech Angel Club, which isn't actually open yet, is www.techangelclub.co.uk. So you can have a look at that as well. So will this work if you don't have a group? Jen, absolutely. It's about just being visible. It's about finding your ideal clients, your ideal audience, knowing where they are, and just being in their faces. Really, giving them content. So whether or not, you can flip it on its side, you can say, right, this is my page, direct everyone to your page. Or if you are have a website and you've got a blog or whatever, YouTube channel, anything like that, wherever your go-to place is, whatever you do online, send them there. That's what I do. Because whatever I do now, I send everyone to my Facebook group, because I find it easier to build relationships that way. That's just what I work with. but you will also have your go-to place. So if is it your website, is it your Facebook page, is it your email list, is there a freebie, whatever you do, send people there. It could even be a free call, whatever. But the important thing is just staying consistent and staying visible and making sure that people see you and get to kind of know you and understand what it is that you do and offer. But just show up all of the time. Have we got? Oh, thanks, Rachel. Yes, Sarah, I love the word graceful as well. It's just a nice word, isn't it? So yeah, so I mean, if you've got any questions, let me know and I'll come back after this is finished. But I just want to, before I leave, I just want to let you know that I have a slot for my 4-week one-to-one mentoring course. Well, it's not a course actually, it's a one-to-one mentoring session. And you get the opportunity to work with me for 4 weeks intensely. So we will completely map out your strategy. I will work with you on a one-to-one basis for 4 weeks. And that involves calls, it involves me implementing stuff for you if you're not very techy. And there's completely mapping out your strategy, your online strategy, so that you can have more clarity in your business and you know where you're going to go, the direction that you're going to go. So I will get to know your business inside and out. And I will pop that link in the comments section, and that is £800, or you can pay 2 monthly installments of £400. And I'll pop the link on and you can see the testimonials on the page of other people that I've worked with, so you can see the results that they've had. And yeah, so if you have any questions and if it's something that you're interested in, then you can head to my website, www.kellycairns.co.uk, and you can jump on a free 15-minute call with me to kind of talk about that and see if it's something that would work for you in your business. So as I say, if you're watching the replay, let me know. Any questions, let me know, and I will come back and answer them for you. So have a good afternoon.